Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Poke2 Channel and the Guitar Ladder System. This video is entitled Alternate Tunings and the Growth of Your Musical Ear, Musical Mind with the Guitar Ladder System. This is a really neat guitar. I think I had it at about $3,700. I'm at $29.99 now. This is an old guitar. I feel it's from the 30s or 40s. The back is unbelievable. It sounds incredible. It's got a one-piece back. There's no seam in the back. And it might have a one-piece top too. I'd have to look a little more careful, but it sounds incredible. It's one of the nicest sounding guitars I've ever had. Look at the wood on the back. It just sounds tremendous. It does not have a label, so it's kind of a mystery guitar. But whoever made this really knew what they were doing. I think it was made by somebody pretty heavy, you know, in Europe, Spain. You know, it's hard to tell, but it just has a tremendous voice, and it's just a slightly smaller scale, not much, but this is a lot of guitar. I just put some new strings on it, so we're stretching out a little bit. Now, I did a video. The reason I'm talking about altered tunings in the guitar ladder system is because the guitar ladder system is about seeding the subconscious mind. It's more of a right brain subconscious mind approach, like progressive learning, where we seed and put ideas. We build like musical folders in your subconscious mind, and doctors of neuroscience have proven that once music goes into your ears, it's only kind of that acoustic for a little bit, and then it gets transferred into electrical signals and neurons and memory banks and whatnot. So, you know, the idea behind the guitar ladder system is the real deal. It's one of the reasons people like Joe Pass and Wes Montgomery were such great guitar players, a couple of the best ever, was because they did so much ear training and you know, woke up their musical ear. We all have a musical ear, we all have a musical mind, but you need to build it up and give it great information, and then it assimilates that information and compares and contrasts, and like Pat Metheny calls it progressive learning. And it's really, there's a whole science called neuroplasticity based on kind of how the subconscious mind works. It's not bullshit, folks, it's a real deal. And I've seen private students just have insane, I'm not even kidding, like off the chart growth that just blew me away, almost like they were born into a more musical family. So, you know, if you would like to really give yourself an edge and really take a quantum leap without a pressure thing, just really wake up your musical talent and enlarge your natural musical talent. I've had students with very little talent that all of a sudden had growth in a year that was just like, almost like they were born into a more musical family. I'm not making this up. I've seen it, you know, one-on-one with students, just incredible. So you can order the guitar ladder system for only $199 for, it's actually 100 plus studies. There's more than 100. I used to say 200 studies. It just, you know, it kind of depends on how I package it up, but it's over 100 studies. If you put in code SC99877 in the comment box, I'll throw in bonus material, but it's plenty to do. I do not send it all at once. You need to hit me up every week or two for another study. Everybody needs to remember that. Always tell me what study you've done so far. But it really works, folks. You know, if you'd like to wake up your musical talent, if you'd like to enlarge your musical talent, if you'd like to discover your own unique musical ideas within, invest in $199. Now's the perfect time to do it. And you get like a chart and video. But like I said, I don't send it all at once. According to the science of neuroplasticity and the way the subconscious mind works, it works better a study or two at a time. I usually just do one. As you progress, I do a little more. I do the bonus material down the road. But anyway, I want to talk about altered tunings because Michael Hedges used to talk about this. Great guitar player, composer. Very few great composers, by the way. Don't great guitar players, but not a lot of great composers. But if you work alternate tunings, it's really good for you because you don't always worry about what the name of the chord is. You're more thinking about sounds, and that's why I do a lot of dad-gad. It's like I almost said Michael Jackson. It's like Michael Hedges said, you're in a different universe. So it really builds up your ear because you find yourself exploring and experimenting and just finding chords that sound good together and finding chord families. So it's really cool. But anyway, let me give you some examples of some chord forms. Now this is a flamenco tuning, and it really sounds beautiful. We're going to fight these strings, so let's not worry if we're a little out of tune because they're going to keep stretching. But anyway, let me give you something. Here's one form. That's a really hard chord, by the way. You can do it here in the 5th fret. Okay. This form. I'm not going to stop and keep tuning it. But what I'm trying to say, if you're in the guitar ladder system, get a guitar, put it in either DAD-GAD or this tuning, which is this tuning. You make the G string an F sharp, you make the low E a D, so you get open this. It's a, I don't know if you heard that, but I was doing 2 licks at once. It's a pretty tricky thing to do, but anyway. So it's really good to work in altered tunings because you're in a different universe. You just have to experiment, find chords that sound beautiful, find another chord to go to, and the lack of definition is good for your growth. And I think that's one of the key points of the guitar ladder system is you take it away from the left brain, make it a right brain subconscious thing. We're programming the right brain, we're programming the subconscious, we're creating musical folders in your subconscious that then, even when you're not practicing or thinking about music, those folders are comparing and contrasting and learning and growing and finding new relationships. The whole science of neuroplasticity is based on this and the way the subconscious mind works, and it really works. It's not bullshit. Anyway, so different, this form. Now in regular tuning, this would be a 7 sharp 5. I'm not even going to bother trying to define it. Defining everything, folks, is not the end all of not just musical growth, but life in general. But let's not get into that right now. You can look at my the 10 systems of improvisation on YouTube, and that's good for some guidance too. There's a time when it's good to, really good to improvise every day. The more you improvise, the more you build your improvisational skills, the more you're going to grow musically. And that's why the guitar ladder system, which is mostly chordal work, there's a couple. I got my monster waterfall lick 77, which is really good to do. But it's when I studied with Joe Pass when I was a young man, about 22. I'm 67 now. He said that chordal work is really the key, and improvisation is the key to growth. And other great musicians that say that is Eric Johnson, people like that. So every day you should try to improvise a little bit. If you work in the guitar ladder system, take one of my studies when you're working it, and once you get it going, try to add something to it, even if it's simple. Don't judge if it sounds good or not. Let go of the results-oriented kind of, that's again according to the science of neuroplasticity. Don't be so results-oriented. Don't be so results-oriented. Stay in the here and now. Stay in the joy, positive attitude. Just work the studies. But once you get them going, add a little something, even if it's not earth-shaking, even if it doesn't sound that great. It just signals your subconscious mind to assimilate the information and compare and contrast and grow even when you're not thinking about it. So, if any of this resonates with you and you feel a little stuck, you really want to discover your unique musical point of view, which is natural, like going downhill on a bike, just go to stevezookguitars.com, invest some $199. You're going to be really happy you did. It really works, folks. I've got 30 years into developing it. So these are some forms. You can also do simple things like this. I think this guitar. Anyway, so just different, this kind of form. I'm fighting this tuning. I actually just put a new E low E on this good. But these are just forms you can use, Now this form in normal tuning would be a minor major. Again, it doesn't matter. I know I'm a little out of tune, but this, the strings are stretching. So these are just different forms. It's really good for your musical ear to work altered tunings because you tend to be more intuitive. you hear, you'll play a chord and you kind of hear where it might want to go, and you just move a little bit and you find something that connects with it. But yeah, this guitar sounds tremendous. This form. I'm going to cut this video short just because this guitar is stretching with the new strings. This is kind of the McLaughlin sound. So I think I'll stop because of this guitar, the strings are stretching out because I've recently changed them. So, but my point just being, take an acoustic, throw it into DADGAD, leave it there. Experiment with alter tunings. It really is a big part of waking up your musical mind, getting into progressive learning, getting into the science of neuroplasticity, waking up the subconscious mind, building musical files in your subconscious mind. And that's why it's so important when you do one of my guitar ladder studies to go ahead and try to change a little something on it. Yeah, I gotta let these strings stretch out. Anyway, so work on altered tunings. It's a really great way to wake up your musical ear. If you're working the guitar ladder system, once you get a study, go and add a little something to it. Remember, you need to email me every week or two or whatever for another study. Always tell me what studies you've done so far. But if you really want to take a big, big, big leap, and it's natural, like riding a bike downhill, just invest the $199 in the guitar ladder system. Go to stevesguitars.com. Feel great about doing it. Don't overthink it. Procrastinate the procrastination. It really works, folks. You'll take a quantum leap. I've had students, seriously, that had like hardly any musical talent, I thought, until they started working the guitar ladder system, and all of a sudden, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, but all of a sudden they'd come in and start showing me something that I'm just like, wow, that's unbelievable. Where'd you get that? Is that something from Eric Clapton or Joe Pass or something? Like, no, I made it up. I was like, whoa, give him a high five, Because if you don't, I know this is contradictory to normal learning in our Western culture, but if you forget we've all been so trained, yeah, you take a test, you get a D, you get a C, you get an A, you get a B. We've all been brainwashed to be so results oriented, but the subconscious mind, which is much more powerful than the left brain and the conscious mind, grows much better if you just have a good attitude. You don't focus on results, as crazy as it sounds. You just do the work. It opens up the channel, kind of like having a hose and water going through it. Look at, I'm not saying a little bit of structure is bad. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying to really take a quantum leap, you have to kind of learn how to use your subconscious mind, learn how the subconscious mind can aid you in your growth, learn how we can build a reservoir of musical ideas in your subconscious mind that then compare and contrast on a subconscious level and can enable you to have tremendous growth much faster than any other method. And I'm not saying completely, abandon the left brain, but this is really a key point. People like Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass learn this way. It's about building a reservoir of musical ideas that, almost like creating files in your subconscious mind. So, but again, and it's really important every day, even if it's really simple. I mean, every day improvise, even if it's as simple as, something like that, just chromatic movement, But I talk about my 10 systems of improvisation on one of my YouTube videos. You can just put that in the search, 10 systems of improvisation, Steve Zook. But it's really important to improvise every day. It's really important not to be so results oriented, as crazy as that sounds. But this is a whole science connected to this called neuroplasticity, and I've been studying this for 20, 30 years. So the guitar ladder system, like I said, it builds up a reservoir of musical ideas in your subconscious mind that then compare and contrast and grow. And you'll discover talent you didn't even know you have. You'll discover your unique musical point of view. And you'll add, as corny as it sounds, you'll add a lot more joy, to your guitar playing. You'll begin to understand it on a much, much deeper level. This guitar is available. It sounds unbelievable. I think I have it at $29.99 right now. I've already dropped the price, $700, $800. I might do a little less, a little more wiggle, but this is really a unique guitar. It's got a one-piece back and it just sounds unbelievable, like I said. But it's stretching right now. All right, folks, take care. If you really want some strong musical growth, order the guitar ladder system at stevesguitars.com. Don't overthink it. Best $199 you'll ever invest. It really works. I don't send it all at once. It's not effective that way. Remember, if you're in the system and you're requesting another study, please remember to include what you've done so far. I've got 9,000 customers, so I don't have an automatic send, and I need to know what you've done so far, even if you're recent. Okay, folks, take care. Let's all stay positive. Try to keep the positive faith. I'll leave you with this thought: the universe is unfolding in time, not unraveling. Ciao. Again, if you want to order the guitar ladder system, stevesguitars.com. You're going to feel great. It's going to work for you. Best $199 you'll ever spend. If you want to email me, stevezook7@yahoo.com. STEVEZO. Okay, the number 7 not spelled out. Yahoo.com. If you want to text me or call me, 714-548-0385. I have a lot going on, so it might go to voicemail. Okay, I'll call you back though. Take care. Bye-bye.